What's going on, guys? Welcome to WrestleGasm. This is a brand new YouTube channel based purely on making wrestling content. It's a channel that my buddy Ray and I will be running together, and we've got a lot of really cool and exciting content to bring to you guys. Some stuff I'm really excited about, such as what we're doing here today, which, as you can tell, is TEW. I'm a big fan of the Total Extreme Wrestling game series from the Grey Dog Software. I've been playing since about 2015, I think. I started with TEW 2003, which, because it was free. And then eventually made the jump to 16 and then to 2020. Actually, now that I've said it, I think it was like TEW 2005, not 2003. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we're going to do some TEW here today, and I was trying to think of a cool idea for a while as to what TEW series I could do. I didn't really want to do a modern day one because we're doing a lot of modern day based stuff, like we're doing a My GM mode at the moment, which I don't know if the first episode will be released before this or after this, but that's obviously going to be a modern day WWE based thing. We're working on another universe mode, or our own universe mode, I guess, that's based on another company. So I didn't want to do something I've done before or will be doing in another series. So the best approach was to do something set in a completely different time period. As you can see, this is the Chronicles 1992 mod. I've started on this screen so you guys can see kind of who made it. Obviously Flash, they're one of the great TW mod creators. So you guys can check out this mod if you so wish. I don't know if this is the latest version. I don't know how frequently it's updated, but I downloaded this months ago and I've rarely ever played it, so that's why I'm jumping into this one today. And yeah, I'm keen to get started, so let's do it. Alright, so one thing I always like to do, I think this is a thing from the Who 87's mods, or at least it used to be, I don't remember. Unknown Booker, this is just someone who has like no stats other than like the bare bones, so I won't actually be using them. As you can see, there's some announcing and some color here, but I'm not actually going to be using my character for that. So yeah, the Unknown Booker is just there so that I can play a character without actually having to take over someone who's in the game. Now, for user talents, I generally just always go Jack of all trades. And that's always a good foundation for me, so I'm gonna roll with that for now. And we're gonna start as unemployed. Now what we're doing here today, you can maybe tell by the title of this video, whatever that may be. What we're gonna do is click start own company, and I always have a lot more fun starting my own company than I do with taking over a company. But usually when I make my own company, it'll be like a local to global, which I know that name's kind of irrelevant now that the system is more like insignificant to Titanic. But local to global, for anyone that doesn't know, is just starting a company with like no popularity, barely any money, and trying to take it as far as you possibly can. That's always what I do when I'm creating a company, but I'm going to spice it up this time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start, we're going to play on easy. Easy basically just means you get more popularity. Like, I think you start at medium level, which, if I remember correctly, it goes insignificant, tiny, small, then medium, and then like big, global, Titanic. I think that's wrong. Either way, there's still a lot of growth when you play on easy. And the reason we're going to play on easy is because my goal with this series is to try and rival the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation, aka the WWE. Yeah, I just want to try and rival them in the 90s, and normally I don't like to create a company on easy because I like the challenge of local to global, but I think the rivaling WWE is more than enough of a challenge here. And also we've got WCW to contend with as well, so I'm keen to get into it. I'm not sure what the title's going to be. I haven't made a logo yet, so we're going to stick to no picture. And then I guess after this episode is recorded, I'll go and make a logo or something. One name that I always like as just like a kind of traditional mainstream wrestling promotion is this, the Global Wrestling Alliance. And I don't know why, I just always dig that name. I can't recall it ever being used. If it has been used, it's not been used by like a large promotion of any kind. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would actually love to see if there is a company with that name. But for now, I think I'm gonna roll with that. GWA, that's what we're rolling with. And I know there's like the National Wrestling Alliance, so it's kind of a similar name to that, but we're gonna roll with it nonetheless. Location. So if we're rivaling WWF, we've got to be in America, right? Tri-State is always like the go-to location in America, the way it says like the biggest wrestling scene. But I kind of want to spice it up a bit. I really don't know which region to go, so I'm just gonna say we'll go California. We'll go Southwest. Alright, now if you have a look at the product. Now, another thing to keep in mind is I'm not usually a kind of storyteller with TEW. On my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/EaglesGuy, Eagles with a Z. On my Twitch, I do run an ECW 2000 series on TEW, which is where I probably tell the most stories, I write the most angles and all that. But aside from that one series, I always focus on the matches and the competitive side of it as opposed to the story side of it. But that's not what I want to do here, because everything I'm doing about this save is a different approach to what I normally would. So we're gonna do that as well. We're gonna aim for a storytelling perspective. So if we have a look, culture doesn't really matter. I might add Western if it helps us, but we do want to go a predominantly wrestling based thing. We could go entertainment, but we're gonna go wrestling for now. At least 75. I don't want to go 50, that's too much. In-ring, I'll leave that for now. Sponsorship, I want it to be attractive. So these are our options. These are two that I always kind of look at. We have Modern Throwback, which I guess is kind of like what NWA is today, like Billy Corgan's NWA. And then you got Silver Age Pro Wrestling, which says work rate is more important than in the former, which I guess is one of these two. Wrestling is not yet as intensive as the latter. So Modern Throwback seems fine for this, right? Golden Age Pro Wrestling also seems fine for this. Oh, to be fair, that says 70s. We might go with Modern Throwback, although I will admit I've never actually seen World Fusion before. This is an attempt to fuse all three of the major wrestling cultures into one. The traditions of Lucha Libre are married to both the in-ring work rate of Japan and the sports entertainment concept from America to create a crazy, mixed-up melting pot of a style. That's cool. Not what we're going with, but that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. We're going to go with Modern Throwback, which if we have a geese, 60-40 for TV. That's not great, but I'll try and make do. 95-5 for events. That's what you love to see. Got upset by dangerous, controversial, bloody match types. That's fine. Fans will expect important matches to be quite lengthy. Okay, so this all looks generally doable. Alright, let's roll with that. We're going to look in Modern Throwback as our style. Women's Wrestling, now I kind of want to wait to see. I'm going to put it as none for now. I just want to wait to see kind of how expansive the women's division is at this time, or the women's wrestling scene is at this time, and make some signings after having a look into it. Match focus, I'm not going to put everything on the main event, but I'm going to do a 3-ring circus. This basically implies that the rating of the show will be based more on those last few matches than it would the entire show. And angle focus, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to click highlights. AI booking style, that's just for the AI, that doesn't matter. So let's have a look. Face and heel divide, we'll have that on. That'll be loosely enforced. Stables, sure. Managers, sure. We won't take any of these. And we're good to go. That is our product. And let's put a description. Alright, so we just kept it simple. The Global Wrestling Alliance, GWA, is a professional wrestling promotion established in January 1992 and is based out of California. Nice and easy. Schedule strategy, we don't need to put in because we're going to be making the shows ourselves. That just basically makes the AI set up shows for us. So let's click Start Company. Here we go. So right off the bat, we start off in 4th place behind WWF, WCW, and New Japan. Which, if we have a quick look, oh, okay, so this is WWF are pretty big at this point. So we got a lot to contend with. We got Hogan, Warrior, Savage, Flair, and Sergeant Slaughter as their top guys. Champions, we've got the Road Warriors. We've got Hitman. No heavyweight champion. That's interesting. To be honest, I don't remember the reason for that vacancy, but maybe one of you guys can tell me in the comments. And then you got the King of the Ring and the Royal Rumble. Good stuff. WCW, what are we looking at? Sting, Steamboat, Vader, Rick Rude, and Lex Luger. So even they've got a pretty solid foundation. We're looking at Steamboat and Dustin Rhodes as the World Tag Champs. Steve Armstrong and Tracy Smothers as the US Tag Champs. Stone Cold, pre-Stone Cold, as the Television Champ. Rick Rude is the US Champ. Jushin Thunder Liger is the Light Heavyweight Champ. And we got Lex Luger with the World Title. Good stuff. And we'll have a look at New Japan as well. Alright, we got, of course, Antonio Inoki. We have Fujinami, who at this point is the World Champ. We have Riki Choshu, Masahiro Chono, and of course the Great Muta. So all these companies are doing insanely well from the get-go. There's Fujinami, we got Hiroshi Hase and Muta as the tag champs. Norio Hanaga. I know I'm going to butcher some of these names. Some of these guys I'm not familiar with, such as this gentleman. I'm going to butcher their names, I know that. But he's the junior heavyweight champ. And then we got a whole bunch of tournaments. The Greatest 18 Club, I have never heard of that. It's for veterans. Okay. Well, there you go. That's New Japan as it stands. And then, you know, you've got a few kind of recognizable promotions. CMLL's there. FMW. I know, actually, one thing that interested me when I had a look through, ECW is here. This is, of course, before Paul Heyman kind of rebranded it from Eastern Championship Wrestling to Extreme Championship Wrestling. But I just found it interesting because I believe they debuted in April of '92, but were set in January, and they're still there. And then, do they have any? We got Sandman. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of what the wrestling world is looking like at the moment outside of our company. Now, we're probably not going to book any shows on this episode. This is going to be like an introductory thing, but I am going to go ahead and get myself a roster. I am going to do a cut, though, so you guys don't have to follow me through the agonizing process of finding everyone. But I'm going to do that. If you guys have any suggestions for people I should sign, feel free to let me know. I don't know how big my roster is going to be. Obviously, I'm going to aim for this 26 active wrestler minimum. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'll go get a roster, and then I'll see you guys when that's done. All right, we are back, and that took quite a while. Genuinely, I was just about to say, screw it, I'm going to bed, and then I'll get back to it tomorrow. But no, I thought I'd wrap it up tonight. As you can see in game, it is now Friday, week 2. Which means we've taken almost 2 weeks to get all of our initial offers. locked in. But I'm pretty happy with our roster overall. As you can see, we've got a roster of 44 people. We're about to have a look through them, but 44 is a pretty good number to start with, I think. Yeah, let's jump into it. If we have a look, there were a few people I tried to get but couldn't because other companies offered them exclusive contracts. Haku with the WWF. Terry Funk went to WCW, but I think WWF are also bidding for him. Admittedly, Terry Funk was the one that I was going to be like, screw it, I'll try and outbid them. But they were offering him off the bat a contract of like $159,000 a month, and I'm just not ready for that yet. I'm really just not ready for that. If we have a look, it's estimated cost, 129, my bad. I thought it was 59. But yeah, there you go. Tiger Mask was one that I really wanted to get, but New Japan locked him in. And then Scott Armstrong, I've left this here in the emails because this was a bit of an interesting one. So Scott Armstrong is actually someone we signed successfully, and then New Japan came in and gave this offer. As you can see, it was sent on Wednesday week 2. So interesting stuff there, but we can go ahead and delete that. I will say I haven't offered any exclusive contracts, any written contracts. It's all handshake deals until we can get a strong financial footing. I know we have $2.5 million, but I mean, like, I want to get a good flow of income and just kind of see how much money we can make before I start offering those kind of exclusive contracts. If there's someone that we really desperately want, I might go for it. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this roster. So let's jump in and have a look. We will start with the road agents, and we've got a good few. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't actually gone through and sorted out all of these roles. There's probably some people here that I don't actually want to have as a road agent. We got Bob Armstrong. I'm just going to have a look at these stats. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's just psych, experience, and respect that I'm looking for when it comes to a road agent. Bob Backlund we will take off. Bob Orton, he's pretty good, but like, actually no, we'll keep him on as a road agent. Bruno Sammartino, Dutch Mantel, Hector we can take off. Ivan Koloff, we can take him off. James Beard is just a referee, he doesn't need a road agent. To be fair, that's better road agenting skills than I expected him to have, but yeah, that's good stuff. Kevin Von Erich will take off. Les Thatcher can stay on. Lou Albano will take off. Bushwhacker Luke will go off. Rocky Johnson can go off. Tony Atlas can go off. And Tully Blanchard. That's tempting, but I'll take him off for now. So if we have a look, this is our official list of road agents. 5 is plenty, and we have some really good, like Bruno Sammartino is an almost perfect road agent. So, you know, I can't complain about that. What's next? Our referees, we've got a few. We've got James Beard, John Finnegan, Mike Atkins, and Scott Armstrong is, I signed him to be a wrestler. Yeah, we'll keep him as a wrestler for now. I know he is like most renowned nowadays as a referee, but I'll keep him as a wrestler for now. Mike Atkins. So one thing that I tried to do is I tried to stay away from signing people from WWF or WCW. Mike Atkins is the only referee that kind of goes against that. And you'll see there's a couple people throughout the roster that may be on WWF or WCW, but I'll point them out as we go. Color commentators, I'll just straight up take away the people who are not supposed to be here. So there's really only supposed to be one color commentator. So there we go. Les Thatcher is our color commentator. He has a 79 and he's got 31 years of experience. So that's pretty solid. Our announcers can take that off. So Joey Styles and Mauro Ranallo are announcers. So basically our announce team looks like this. And now I know it's very weird in 1992 to have Joey Styles and Mauro Ranallo as the announce team, but the other announcers were either way too old, like I would offer them contracts and they'd say, no, I'm playing or retiring, or they would be for WWF or WCW. So I ended up going with these two. Joey Styles is 20 years old. Mauro Ranallo is 22. So I guess my kind of headcanon is that they may be younger announcers, but Les Thatcher is there to provide the kind of knowledge and wisdom on the announce table with them. So there's that. Personalities, we don't really care about personalities at the moment. Managers, we should have a few. Bruce Pritchard I have brought in to manage his brother, Tom Pritchard. I don't know if we give him brother love. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Dutch Mantel I didn't sign him to be a manager. I signed him primarily to be a road agent, but he has good mics, so he can manage someone. Hector Guerrero, nope. Honky Tonk Man, nope. Ivan Koloff, nope. James Mitchell, this was, I believe, probably before his Sinister Minister days, but he's available. He's got good mic stats, so I'm going to definitely do something with that. Lou Albano, one of the greats when it comes to managers, so have to have him there. Paul Ellering, same thing, a great manager. Raven is not supposed to be a manager. Neither is Tony Atlas. Why is he annoyed? Did I sign someone he doesn't like? He doesn't like Rocky Johnson? I'm not gonna lie, I literally, as I was signing them, I just watched the video of, I think it was 2014 WWE, like honoring Black History Month, and it was showing them as a tag team. So I was gonna put them as a tag team and you know, make them get along, but I don't know the story behind this, so I'm saying that I didn't finish watching the video, so maybe something happened. I don't know. Either way, that's a thing. Wrestlers. Now, this is what we want to have a look at. Now, I will say the way I looked for wrestlers was I didn't look by skills. I looked purely by wrestlers who can work in America, who have at least 30 popularity in USA. So that's the pure basis for this. There's a couple others that came in through other means that I will point out when I look past them, but for now, let's just have a look. We have Al Snow, Bam Bam Bigelow, Barry Horowitz, Bob Backlund, Bob Orton, Bobby Fulton, Boris Zukov, Buddy Landell, Bull Payne, Butch Miller, Mick Foley, Chris Candido, Chris Champion, Dan Severn. Oh, actually, I skipped past one. Chris Candido does not have 30 pop, as you can tell over here, but he was in my hidden gems, and I'm a big Chris Candido fan, so of course I'm going to sign him. Dino Bravo, I know some of these guys have like controversies against them, and I know this guy's death was a big thing, like it was a whole episode of Dark Side of the Ring, but if there's any reason for me not to sign someone, please let me know. Like, for example, I'm not going to sign like Jim Cornette because he's a dickhead, right? My knowledge of wrestling back in these days, the early 90s, is very limited in comparison to my knowledge of wrestling in general. So if I ever sign someone that is problematic in any way, shape, or form, please let me know. I know it doesn't really affect the game, but it's not something that I want to do. So yeah, there's that. And Dino Bravo, I don't believe he was a problematic individual, but I just know, like, when I see him, the mystery surrounding his murder comes to mind. That's what made me think of that other stuff. Anyways, I'm getting off track, but yeah, let me know. We have Doug Furnace, who I don't know if he was on the list. I think it was Phil LaFon was on the list of wrestlers with 30 pop to sign, and then I just signed him because I wanted to continue the tag team. Dynamite Kid, Fatu, he was not on the list, but I wanted to team him with Samu, who was. Hector Guerrero, not on the list, but I found him through some other filter I was looking for. Honky Tonk Man, Ivan Koloff, Jerry Lawler, John Laurinaitis, because why not? Jushin Thunder Liger. Now, Jushin Thunder Liger works for WCW. He was one of the few people that I made an exception for, because I mean, it's Jushin Thunder Liger. Like, why would you not? Wait, did Bam Bam didn't work for someone else, did he? New Japan. New Japan, at first, I was going to be like, no, I won't sign from them, but that doesn't really matter, that one. Ken Shamrock, Kevin Von Erich, Coco Beware, Lance Von Erich, the fake one, Bushwhacker Luke, Phil LaFon, Raven. Now, Raven was not on the list, doesn't have 30 pop, but I found him some other way, and I was like, why would I not sign Raven and try and turn him into a future star for GWA? We got the Rock and Roll Express, Rocky Johnson, Samu, Scott Armstrong, Sean Royal wasn't on the list, but I just wanted to team up with Chris Champion, bring back the new breed. We got Shane Douglas, Terry Gordy, Tom Pritchard, Tommy Rogers, Tony Atlas, Tully Blanchard, Vader, who is one that works for WCW, but I signed him regardless because, I mean, just look at that pop. And then we got Gangrel. So that's what our roster looks like. It's a pretty big roster. Now, everyone I've signed, I signed because I am familiar with them in some way, shape, or form. I'm either a big fan of them, like guys like Mick Foley, or guys that I vaguely know of in some capacity. I think there's maybe a handful that I have never heard of before that I just signed maybe because they have good stats. I think Boris Zukov is probably one of them. I'm not familiar with this guy, but I signed him regardless because he looks decent. Yeah, you know, that's just kind of the gist of things. So let's go ahead and I know that me running through the roster was very long, but let's go ahead and upgrade our production stats just to meet the minimum of our rivals. We've got high quality production values. Let's hope this doesn't send us broke. Large live event experience. Industry standard broadcasting. And licensed music. That's a lot of money. Not money that just got taken out, but over time. Like the amount of money we'll lose per show and per month, you know? That's a lot. So either way, production values are locked in. So let's see who will sign us as a broadcaster. I suppose one thing we really want to have a look at is pay-per-view providers. That'll be a big money earner for us. So we've got Cablevision in the tri-state, Kogeko, which is Canadian-based, and Viewers Choice, which is big across the US. We've got to try and sign with them. Deal is too long. Okay, that works. They want a minimum of 9 episodes. We can do that. Not that time slot. Late night. I'm okay with that. I'm happy it's just not like a graveyard or something. And let's see how much money we can milk them for. 25. Look, I'm happy to go with this on the basis that it's a big coverage. And then we'll do, I know it's only small in Canada, but we'll go with these guys as well. The deal is too long. Not that time slot. Okay. We can get 35% out of them. You'd love to see it. So there we go. We have some pay-per-view providers, which is going to be really good. Now, I don't know if we're going to start off with a pay-per-view or start with a TV show. But let's have a look at some commercial providers. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know the difference between cable and terrestrial. Those aren't really terms that I think we use very often. In Australia, that might be like an American television based thing. So do let me know what the difference is. But these top ones, these sports channels are very small in only select regions. Those ones aren't really good either, those bottom ones. So let's have a look at some cable. Here we go. Now we're getting like the full coverage. We can go on the USA Network. Okay, well, first of all, let's set up a TV show, right? I'll tell you what. I'm just going to name it GWA TV for now. That won't be the official name. That'll be like a placeholder. But let me know in the comments what you think the title of the TV show should be called, because I genuinely don't have a clue. I have maybe some ideas. I like the idea of showcase, because, you know, you're showing off the talent and whatnot. But yeah, give me some good TV name suggestions in the comments. So that's set up now. Now, if we can set up a TV deal. Deal is too long. I'm okay with a shorter deal anyways. I would even maybe go 6 or 3. No, we'll go 6. We'll go 6 months. Not willing to offer me that time slot. Late night, that works. Won't accept any deal unless they have exclusive rights. That is fine. We can go for 30%. Well, let's lock that in. TV show will officially be on the USA Network. Now, were there any... Okay, so there's a Canadian one. So it's really just going to be the US and Canada that we're kind of airing to, which I'm totally fine with. We'll do 6 months to match, which kind of works out for this deal anyways. They don't want that time slot. That's okay, we're looking late night. Oh, we can get 45% of the profit. You love to see it. But yeah, there you go. That is that's a TV show locked in right off the bat. I will just have a look. What kind of is there anything we can get in Mexico? No. UK, Japan, Europe, Australia, India. No, so it's just the US and Canada for now, which I'm totally fine with. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, we need to build up that pot. That's fine. Yeah, things are looking up. Honky Tonk Man has major morale issues. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We'll I'll sort that out later. But yeah, with that done, I know this was kind of a long introduction episode. As of recording, it's sitting at about 35 minutes, but I'm probably going to cut out unnecessary bits of this video, so I don't know how long this will actually be, but yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys very much for joining me for this introductory episode. So just let me know in the comments, as I said before, let me know a name for the TV show, and any ideas you guys have, anyone you want me to sign, any story ideas, just that general kind of stuff. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.